Beep 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 beep. Boop 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 boop. Yeah, I agree. Hello there, APC. Welcome to the stream. What the fuck? You! Okay. I don't know which side is the best side for this shit, but there you go. Anyways, hello. Humping down. Humping down low road.
Hello Twitch chat.
Hello.
Hello Sai.
Hello,
Hello
Chance.
chat.
Welcome to the stream. How you guys doing? Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the console. Welcome. Anyway, so yeah, hope you guys are doing great. We're going to be doing the modeling stream today. Wow, I'm going to be doing some modeling, 3D modeling, 3D's nuts. Ah. Lol. I wanted to start a little bit earlier than I did, to be fucking honest. But the problem is that I was a little busy. I was kind of like cleaning my apartment a little bit, moving some things and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of basically it. So yeah, that is the TLDR. But welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing great. So yeah, how's your guys' day going so far? Hello, it's me. It's me, I'm Sai. Hi, hello. How are you guys doing? I'm waiting for food to arrive, by the way. But yeah.
I had to warn Sam last night about me rolling out a new AI image model where public Instagram profiles are enrolled into it, and people can make AI images of their likeliness without knowing.
Yeah, that's true. And also without asking permission, that is an important thing. It feels similar to the bullshit that Twitter was doing in the past. Kind of. And on my end, it really hasn't really shown. It hasn't really like shown on my like Instagram options, basically.
Fortunately, it can be disabled, and I gave him instructions as to how to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Where was the thing? Okay. No, sharing and reuse. Ah, piece of shit. Okay, give me a second. Let's see if it has already showed up. So it
Hello,
was in
Smile.
sharing and reuse. Post and reels. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not there. It's not here yet. Hello there, Jacob. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, in case anyone is wondering as well, you guys can do song requests. Remember, you write SR and then you press song of your choosing. You know, like I don't know. Like that.
I'm
Wait,
fucking
wrong
exhausted.
place.
It's been a long day.
It's not available on Twitch. Sorry. It's not available on Twitch. It's available on YouTube. Sorry. Ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Yeah. It does yeah. Okay, there you go. The song request thing is just not available on like the Twitch side because I only have like one place where I can have it at a time, you know. So there you go. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to be doing some modeling, as I've stated before, and my controller, I'm not going to use it, so goodbye. And now I will be showing this. There you go. Okay, so I will explain the following things. Okay. In case anyone is wondering, this is the progress that we have so far on the 3D model for Sonic. Okay. Now, this shape-ish of the model is based on a drawing that I was doing beforehand. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let's look it up. Where is this sunk? The honk. That's not it. Okay, I think it is this one. But yeah, but you can put some songs and then I'll go ahead and do the other things. Hey, Sai Mike Secton. Hello there, Abbas. Hope you're doing great. Okay, so this was the general shape that I was using as a base with some changes on this one. So this program over here that I'm sharing is called ZBrush. It is the program that I currently use for stuff regarding, oh, my food is here, so you'll have to wait. Okay. Keep on putting songs. I'll activate the little bot thing and I'll go here. And now, keep on playing songs. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This program that I'm using is called ZBrush. Okay, it's a program that is very effective and useful for making high definition models. Okay, it is more so known as organic modeling, where you are able to do models that are basically more human-like in a way, as sculptures in the beginning. Okay. So, this model that I'm doing for Sonic, I want it to be a high quality, high definition model. So because of that, I'm doing it here in ZBrush, okay? Now then, as I was mentioning, I had the little stuff on the background being this. And yeah, this is basically what I have so far. Now I will explain a couple of things, okay? For people that are interested in modeling. There are two main ways that you can do modeling for any type of project. One is with regular modeling skills, which would be like what I've done for Mario 64, right? Where when you're doing the modeling, you open a software like Blender or Maya, and you do your modeling there. Okay? Give me a second. Now, this type of modeling is most effective for stuff that is lower resource. So, low poly stuff, as an example, is kind of like the best way to deal with things on it. I'm opening Blender right now. It's going to take a little bit, so you'll have to wait. And I have a burger. Burger. Big burger. Jesus fucking Christ. Ah. It's a chicken burger.
Hi Sonic, go 20.
Oh, it's gonna go 20? Okay. So I'm opening Blender. Okay, it's opened. Okay. Here, right? This Blender. Now, when you do modeling for low polygon stuff, right? You usually start with a program like this because you want to use the least amount of polygons possible. Technically speaking, you could use a program like this, okay? You could do a model like this one that I have over here. Instead of fully making it high definition, I could have it like this and then, you know, release it or whatever, right? However, because of the way that this is, I would most likely still retopologize it, okay? But I'll talk about retopology in the future once I'm done with the model itself, with the sculpture, so that I can give some details about it. Now let's see. I'm going to try to see if I can find my Mario 64 models. Okay. Here. And yeah, sure. Let's open this one. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Shut up. Okay, cool. Give it a little moment. Or not, I guess. Well, it's because I opened this in like the newest version that I have of Blender, which is the 5.12 version, which is not ideal. Okay, no, it is working. Okay. So it was just slow because I have the other program working. Okay, so this, right, that I'm doing over here, this is a low poly model. I made most of the work of these models inside of Maya, and then I moved it here. Now this is not perfect. I don't really think it is perfect at all.
Do I know this guy?
This is Dylan. Yeah, 64. He's currently streaming right now, actually, unironically. But yeah, this little model is the second one that I made. Yeah, it is the second one that I made for Mario 64. The first one was mine, which was the more complicated one because it has more things. And I learned so many different things as well since I graduated. So there are a lot of improvements that I could do to this. Starting with something simple, which is not sculpting. Edit. Then I can select all of the different things in this fucker. Just like so. Okay, grab every singular shape. Funnily enough, this one is made with triangles. It is not recommended that you do models, even low poly models, with triangles, because they are always going to end up getting triangulated later. Okay? So it's not really like a thing that you need. You don't really need to triangulate models. Because they are going to be triangulated later by the software that you use for video games and stuff like that, right? But anyways, it is triangulated. It even has a fucking it has an angle. Wow. No, it doesn't. It does. No, yeah, it does. It does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fascinating. Mario 64 has angons. That's cool. Where was it? Normals. Recalculate the outside. And recalculate the inside. And flip. Okay. Oh, I forgot about this one. Mesh normals. Recalculate outside. And also, I'll grab this. Okay, is everything selected? It is. Mesh. Average. Average them. Okay. Cool. Anyways. So yeah. In case anyone is wondering what the fuck I was doing, I was recalculating normals. So there is another thing with 3D software that has differences between one software to another, okay? And that is that depending on the software that you might be using, there is a chance that the normals, which is where the faces are looking outwards, it changes, right? So here's the thing. Each face on a model has two sides to it, okay? So this is an example, has two sides to it. The front side, which is the one that we're currently seeing right now, and also the back side, okay? Now, most of the times the back side is not visible. It is like a transparent, invisible thing. But basically, depending on how your model is made, you might see something and you might see it in like a black color or anything like that. Or depending on the rendering or shading or texturing that you have made for it, it might look different. But anyways, so the thing is, aside from there being two faces, basically for a model, what happened? What did APC said? Teehee. Okay, cool. Oh, songs. I see. I see what you're doing, you prick. Anyways, keep on adding the songs. Anyways, so aside from that, okay, aside from that being a thing that happens with models, I don't remember how to show it, but models have directions to them, okay? There are directions to where the shape is going to be like looking. Right now, this one is supposed to be looking like an angle around there. You see? That is kind of like the direction-ish that is looking. Sometimes, depending on the software that you're using, there can be the chance that it becomes stupid. Okay? And it doesn't work properly, and it just like it goes to a different direction. And if that happens, your model will look weird and broken. Okay? I believe my model, my Mario 64 model, has that problem, so I'm going to check it out. Where is mine? Here it is. I'm opening it, so give it a second. It's going to take a little bit. Okay, here it is. Okay. So, Jesus. This guy over here most likely has that problem, okay? Yeah, it does. Do you see right now these faces on his legs that look like black for no reason, okay? Okay, well, of course, I forgot that pose mode. I didn't save the pose. Well, cool. Give me a second. I'm going to save it temporarily. It's like minus 180. Okay. Now I'm going to apply pose as rest pose. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, give me a second. This is just to okay, I don't know. It's a little broken because of how this shit works, but whatever. Okay, there it is. Now it's normal, I think. I don't know, hard to say. It might not be. Yeah, this is a little broken. Beautiful. Gotta love that. And now he vanished. Okay. That little recommendation to everyone that is like using software. and has projects on set software, be sure that when you open the project, you open it in like the same application, right? Because there are differences between Blender 5.1 and Blender 4.5. Okay. So I'm going to open Blender 4.5 because this is not going to help me show what I'm trying to explain. Also, in case anyone is wondering, the model, the reason why it looks like that specific model, is because that model is for Mario 64, and Mario 64 is one of the early days 3D software models. And the thing is that back in the day, people didn't use T-poses because there were no standard, okay? There was not a standard for characters to have a specific pose. So T-posing was not a real thing, okay? So basically developers improvised. That's what they did. They improvised and did whatever the fuck they wanted. And that is why Mario models, they have that weird ass fucking shape. So yeah. Let me find the model again. Mods for Mario 64 here, and here, you. Okay, we'll take a little moment to open again, but we'll see it. No. This is the software where I actually did this, so yeah, this should be better. It should hopefully be less stupid, but whatever. Anyways. Oh, I know now. Where was it? Ah. There you go. That was what was happening. Now it makes sense. Okay, whatever. And so I'll grab this. Yeah. And I think it was Shift H. Nope. It was the other way. Alt H. Nope. It was H. There you go. Okay. H. Okay. Okay, even the shoes have the same problem. Anyways. So as I was explaining before, okay? Sometimes, depending on how a model is made, there is a high chance for a set fucking model to have a problem with like the direction of the faces, okay? Where the faces are looking. And since that can be a situation that happens, it is ideal that you actually look into it when you get the software on a different program or a model in a different program and then try to fix those things. Now theoretically speaking, this should be as easy as to grab the fucking faces that have a fucking problem and recalculating the fucking normals. There you go. You see? You see? Oh, fuck. That is basically a thing that also needs to be considered with low poly models specifically, if you make them in a different software and then you bring them here. Basically because there can be the possibility that the faces of a model look broken. So yeah, there you go. That is another thing that I learned after graduating, basically. So, yeah. There are a lot of different faces on this fuck-ass piece of shit that have the same problems. Nope. There you go. And we can average the normals into face there. Okay, there you go. Now it looks better. Looks less humble. That is a thing that I also wanted to do before I like release this model or whatever. But there you go. It is important to keep those things in mind, because sometimes depending on how you make a model and where you make it before you translate it to somewhere else,
we need a super size 64 lol.
Yeah, right. But yeah, here you go. Anyway, so yeah, when you make a model like this one, right? I did it wrong because this is the first full model that I made, right? Before I even learned how to properly model, okay? This is kind of like a first time model thing that I did before I learned how to model, okay? So what kind of things did I learn? Number one, faces, you know, triangles
are always made by the software when you translate this to a gaming software, okay? What does that fucking mean? Sorry for that. It means that when you are making a model, which I'm going to show, actually I can show this and show the example, okay? Look at this model. If I go to edit the model, do you see how everything is like squares? Square, 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 and everything, right? That is important. You want this, okay? This is what you want. You want the model to use squares. Why do you want it to use squares? Because squares are predictable. You can tell where the fuck they are going, okay? You can tell where they are going. Now, you can use triangles sometimes to redirect stuff, but with squares, you can tell, oh, there is only 4 directions this could go, okay? And it always goes one way and the other, okay? Now, of course, that is for a newer way of making models,
too.
okay? Yeah, it is geometrical, so that helps as well. It is symmetrical too. It helps you know where things are going. But anyways, this one also is poorly optimized, and also I noticed that it has engons. This is not a thing that you want to do. You don't want that, unless this is separate from the other face. Let's see. It is! Okay, then it's fine. This is fine then. It is fine, yeah, that's fine. Okay, okay, I accept it, Okay. Anyways. So, when models were first made back in the day, they were not made like this. They were made like the Mario 64 model because they didn't have a fucking idea of what the fuck they were doing. And since that was the case, you would find, well, stuff like this. Because I made it the most accurate that I could, but it's not really the way that to do it, okay?
The technology then was limited.
Yeah, it was very limited. So, as you can see, we have everything is kind of like made with triangles. Okay? Everything's made with fucking triangles. But also the direction of the fucking triangles is so fucking random, okay? It's not doesn't make any fucking sense.
I always think of how the people at Pixar made Toy Story in the mid-90s.
Yeah, that's true. But as you can see, like, they are going random places. Like what the fuck is happening? But yeah. Now, funnily enough, I made this partially correctly because I made this partially with squares and then I started to add triangles and fucked it up. You don't want to do that, okay? That is not a smart thing to do. Don't do that. Keep it in squares. The program that you're going to translate this to for gaming, like games and other things, will do the heavy lifting. It will fix itself, okay? Don't do this. Don't do it with triangles. Never do it with triangles, okay? If you find models that are using triangles, which can happen, there are ways for you to retranslate it. It's not it depends on the model, but it's possible to retranslate it to a more modest way of squares, basically, or recalculate the faces and make it square-like, okay? Because as you can see, even on this software that I'm currently using, this is for modeling of like more realistic stuff and whatever, you know. As you can see, everything's squares. However, you can notice that it's trying to calculate some triangles. Do you see these little lines over here and whatever? These lines. It's because technically speaking, every software already uses triangles. Even the softwares that show it like squares. Every software uses triangles. So you don't need to add more triangles to the triangle software, okay? It is already doing it. So yeah, there you go. Important thing to consider, okay? It is already using triangles. Even if you see squares, it is already using triangles. And you barely can see them in some of the softwares when you're doing some work. You see a triangle here, it's doing the calculations and everything. Triangle, okay. So yeah. Never do it with triangles, okay? Unless there are some certain areas where you might need to, but usually don't, okay? Don't. Anyways, now then, I'm going to show something interesting. And it's that when you open a model from a game, it is already recalculated to triangles. So it might become a pain in the ass to use. So ideally, you want to change those things and make it more square-like. Now, most 3D software has options to do that. They are hit or miss. Sometimes they work better, sometimes they don't. It depends on how the triangles were made, okay? Also, it depends if the triangles were edited, okay? Sometimes if they are edited, then you will probably have problems, okay? I'm pretty sure I had a Sonic model. Let's see if I can find it. Do I have one? I found it. No, release that. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you. This is a Sonic model from Crossworlds, okay? This is the Sonic Crossworlds model. And as you might be able to tell, it is triangulated, okay? Do you see how everything is like a triangle and everything? And it makes it so confusing to know where to edit. However, if you pay attention properly, you will notice that when it becomes a triangle, inside of said triangle, it is a square. It is the inside of a square. Do you see how this is a square? And there's the line. This is a square. There's a line. This is a square. There's a line. This is a square, and so on. Okay. Every single part has that. Okay. This is a square, triangle, square, triangle. Okay. So you can see that it did like a calculation for it, but everything is supposed to be already a square. So theoretically speaking, it should be possible for us to make this back into a triangulated thing. Okay. So give me a second. I need to go here and grab this as well. Okay. Grab a little bit of everything, just like so. Just like so. I don't know if it is grabbing everything or if it is not grabbing everything, so mesh. Can I select everything? Oh, okay, there you go. I have selected everything with A, I forgot. Okay. So it should be possible to go and make this back into a quadrangulate basically the things. So let's see if I can find in this software, because you can see you can triangulate it. Triangles to quads, there you go. Now it is not perfect, okay, but it is better now, okay, and you can see the parts where they actually use triangles. But you can also see all of the other parts where there were not supposed to be any fucking triangles. Also, this is a little broken because again it's not perfect, but as you can see, it's better now. There are some parts that are indeed like complicated. This is still supposed to be a square, but it didn't know what the fuck to do. So yeah, that is a little note to consider, okay? The main problem that you might have when you get a model from like a gaming software back to an animation software like this one is this specifically, okay? You can see that it's like some of the things are not really perfect and some look weird as well. But yeah, most of the things that I properly fixed, you can see they are kind of like properly made, but it's not perfect, so you might need to go manually and readjust a couple of things. But anyways, here you go. You can see how this was supposed to look in the beginning. So again, that is the reason why you don't model with triangles, you model with squares, okay? Always use squares. Anyways, thank you for listening. So I already explained that you have to model with squares, okay? Use squares. Squares, okay? Squares. Then, add into this, as I was mentioning, there are two ways to make models. One is to make a model closer to the models inside of a that are more simple, okay? More square-like and everything like that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I can show you some projects that I made where I can show these examples, okay? And I will ask you, Chad, for you guys to tell me if I made the model inside of a A second. Is this the one? I think it is, yes. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, here it is, okay? Now, what I will show is there's some of the things that I made, and I will ask you, Chad, to tell me if I made the model inside of a sculpting software like this one, or if I made it inside of a regular modeling software like this one, okay? So, first and foremost, we have this. It's a table, okay? I'm going to, yeah, it's a table, okay? Do you see the table? It's a table. Now, where do you guys think that I made this fucking table? Did I made it inside of the sculpting software or the regular modeling software? Sorry for that. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, you guys put some music, so I'm going to put the music, okay? Here you go. Okay, regular one. Okay, that is correct. This model over here was made inside of a software that is regular, like this one, which is Blender. Now, this one I first started it in Maya, which is like Blender, but I learned it more, so I'm kind of more used to it. But then I moved it here to do some adjustments and whatever, okay? As you can see, as I mentioned before, squares, use squares. And as you can see, it's very simple. It's a table. It doesn't really require a lot. However, one thing that it does have is that as a model, certain parts of it are not together. That is a thing that you also need to remember, okay? When you make a model of any type, be it like this, be it organic like my VTuber model, or anything like that, parts of the model are not connected, okay? There are parts of the model that don't need to be connected, okay? As an example, in my model, the hair is disconnected, the hat is disconnected, okay? Gloves are disconnected, you know. Shoes are disconnected. Those parts are not part of the regular topology. Why is that? Because as you can see over here, the legs are pretty simple, okay? You can understand them being pretty simple and stuff, okay? However, as you can see with these parts, these are a little bit more complex. They are going a little bit crazier, as you can see. So, it would be a pain in the ass to control if it was connected to the legs, because you would have to consider that when you're working on them, okay? And not only that, but it would not only be connected to this, but it would be connected to this as well, okay? It would be connected to the other one, and it would be a fucking pain in the ass. And it would only not be connected to that, but it would be connected to this, okay? So, of course, having them separate from one another is a good idea, okay? So as you can see, where was the movement one? Okay. It was with G. Where you can see this is separate from this. Okay. It is separate from that, which is separate from these. Okay. Because that way you have more control over each part of the model. Okay. But anyways, you were correct. This is made with a software like this one. Okay. Why would I make something like this if I already know how to sculpt? Because I don't. It's a table. It's a table that is symmetrical. Okay. It is really non-organic. It is a table. It is a blank and 4 sticks that are sticking to each other. Okay. It doesn't require that much complexity to it. So it's a good idea to do it like that. Stuff like tables, chairs, bottles, depending on the shape, pens, you know, frames, you know, those kind of things are better to be made like this. So this one is made like that. You can confirm. And which one was it with C? Was it okay, 200. Good. Okay, so we had the little table. Now then, I will grab this I'll put it on 0. This one, as an example. It looks more organic, but what do you guys think? Was this made inside of a regular software, or was it made as in a sculpture? What do you guys think? It looks a little bit more rounded, I don't know. Maybe I could have started somewhere else. Who knows? But what do you guys think? Regular, of course. And you will be correct. It is made instead of a regular. Okay? Even though it has rounded edges, there is no real benefit for me to do this inside of a sculpturing software, because it is a frame, just as I said. It is a little frame, so there is no benefit for me to do this inside of a sculpting software. Okay, as you can see, again, squares. Always use squares, and remember to separate parts that don't need to be connected to one another. Okay, so you can see this even is including multiple parts that are separate from one another, even if they look like they are part of each other. Okay, you can see how there are differences with some of the parts sticking out and whatever. So it is better to have them separate, including this, and as I mentioned before, no triangles. Okay, everything is squares, as you can see. So very good, very good. Proud of you, chat. You're paying attention. That's good. Anyways, now then, what about this one? What about this one? Do you think that this was made inside of the regular software or the sculpting software? Now, as you can see, it doesn't move. It doesn't have any bones or anything like that. It's just like a thing that is there.
Oh, chat. Today is Vandal's birthday.
Oh yeah, it's Vandal's birthday. That's true. You're gonna wish him happy birthday on Twitter if you want. But yeah, what do you think about this one? Sculpting. It would be correct. Yes, this was made in the sculpting software. Because as you can see, even if it is a sculpture that is not going to move, even if it is a little thing that would be placed somewhere, like a gaming controller as an example, or stuff like that, there are benefits for you to start this type of thing somewhere where you actually have more control. So as an example, plushies, stuff like, I don't know, like actual figures that you are going to use for games or for kids or anything like that. It is better to start with a sculpting software, and as you can see, it has differences to how it looks. It has way more topology. Now it was optimized and it was retopologized so that it would be less than what it originally was. But as you can see, it has more to it. And I think I still have the way to show it. Where is the ZBrush? Oh, it broke. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So let me reopen it. It kind of broke because of all of the other stuff. So give me a second. Okay. Yeah, I didn't do anything to it, so it's fine. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I place it? Okay, I found it. Here you can see. This is how it started looking when I made it first, okay, as a sculpture. As you can see, there are differences with how certain things look. Like the nose of Maria doesn't look the best. Or Mary, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. The nose of Joseph is also not really good, aside from the brows. But yeah, I started like this because I had more control over the shape of where things were going. Okay, so it was more organic. It required a little bit more of thinking to it, and that is why I went with stuff like this. Okay, as you can see, even if it has some things that are way more simple, like circles and other things, still it was better to start like this. Okay, So yeah, those are things to consider when you are making a model, okay? It is not only a matter of, okay, I'm going to make a model always here because I'm used to using this. It is important to try to learn more tools so that you know when to use them, okay? And which moment it is better to use another software over another, okay? Or one software over another, sorry. So anyways, now since I'm making a model that is going to be more high definition, more high fidelity, closer to the modern Sonic model, I'm starting with a sculpture. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I understand what you're saying, Sai, but why the fuck is it so low poly right now? Why does it look like it has so little polygons? And I will tell you why. When you start a model, no matter what type of model it is, no matter if it is a table, a chair, or an organic being like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to start with many polygons, okay? You don't want to start with a lot of polygons. The reason why you don't do this is because it becomes cluttered and confusing, and also less manageable, okay? The more polygons you have, the more complicated it becomes to move shapes around, understand how the shapes actually look, and other things, okay? So it is important that you keep that into consideration when you're working on making models, to be sure that you don't like waste time in things that are unnecessary, okay? Now, one thing that you will notice with that same logic is that the muscle curve, this little muscle that Sonic has more polygons right now, even though it is part of the blocking, which is like the beginning of the creation of the model, and that is what we call blocking. It is like getting an idea of where things go, right? Blocking stuff, putting blocks in certain area, okay? The reason why the muscle is higher polygon, even though it is not the highest that it could be, for like this specific part of the blocking, is because it is impossible to do it less polygon, okay? It is impossible to do it lower poly, okay? Because it is a really organic shape, okay? It is a really circular shape, so it requires for you to take that into consideration when you are making a model, okay? Even if it is part of the blocking, it is important to do things properly, okay? So yeah, there you go. That is why you have to do it like this, okay? Hello, Pepe. My cat is here. She's confused because I moved things around, so she's like, "What the fuck is happening? Why is things? Why does it look like this? Why? What happened?" Anyways, so yeah, I learned that it's not a good idea to have more polygons earlier, real quick. Exactly. If you're modeling, you have to start with the basics, okay? You have to start with simpler shapes that you can control, and then add to those shapes as you need, okay? Don't add more than you need. Add just the necessary, okay? Anyways, so another thing that you will notice with this specific model right now is that you might be like, okay, I also noticed that it only has one leg and it only has one hand with one shoe, okay? Now, why is that? Because it is a symmetrical model. There is no real benefit for me to do full on the hand and then put it on the other side. I have way more control over this, okay? Technically speaking, I could mirror the hand and have the mirroring tool, as you can see here on the head, so that I can control both the left and right side at the same time, okay? However, if I do a specific
So
change
in simple terms, like sculpting, start with a giant block and chisel your way through, right?
Exactly. You start with big shapes that give you an idea of where things are going to be before you actually start to go with the little details, okay? Because right now, this is pretty good for explaining the general shape of how Sonic should look, okay? It is pretty Sonic, okay? You can tell this is Sonic the Hedgehog. You can be like, oh, yeah, it's Sonic. It has like the shoes, not fully. I still need to do the little buckle, but it has the gloves. It has the other part of the shoe. It has the tail. It has the spikes. It has the spikes on the side as well. The two ears and the muzzle, the nose, okay, and it has the other additional spikes, okay. But you can see it. You can be like, oh yeah, this is Sonic. It's not really high poly right now, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I can tell this is fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, okay. So depending on the model that you're doing, you might need to do this more or less. But right now we could be like, okay, the general blocking of the model seems pretty effective right now. Okay, which is good. So, what next? It is time to actually start adding details to it. Okay. However, before I do that, I want to add a little thing on the shoe. Okay. Theoretically speaking, I could probably add that in the other software. You know. Also, yeah, there's another important thing to consider. When you're doing models, it is okay to jump from one software to another if there is a specific thing that you can tell would probably be better in the other side, okay? So as an example, the little buckle, I could probably do it there and it would probably be easier than doing it here. But I'm going to try to do it here. Let's see if I remember how to do it correctly. Because the only little disadvantage that you might probably know and understand inside of this type of software is organic. It is like a sculpture. So you cannot get perfect squares, okay? No perfect squares, no perfect cylinders, no perfect anything like that, okay? It's a sculpting software. That is the point. So yeah, a little thing to consider. Even if you try to make them perfect, it's probably not going to look perfect, okay? So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, while I'm eating my burger, I'm going to add a fucking square. Okay? So, let me add a square. If anyone is interested in using this software, and you're able to get it, either by paying for the really fucking expensive subscription, or by selling the 7 Cs, which you are able to tell which one I chose. Okay, it's completely up to you. The way that you use the software, which I will give you a little crash course for the basics, okay? The real basics, okay? This is the type of thing that I would recommend that if anyone here has a computer and is able to sail the 7 Cs and find the software, okay? Also practices while I'm explaining things, okay? Or watches this stream later and practices while I'm saying the things, okay? So, first and foremost, I'm going to save this real quick. Okay, and I'm going to make a new project, okay? So I'm going to close this software, because that is the way to do it. Actually, no, I think I can do it differently. Project. No, it's better to start from square. So let me close this. Blender is closed. Nope, it isn't. Because I'm going to close it. We don't need it right now. Okay, let me reopen the program and I'll show it, okay? Okay, so when you open this program for the first time, this is how it looks, okay? As you can see, this is generally speaking how it looks, okay? So, when you're using ZBrush, which I'm going to close this by the way, you are like, okay, how do I add a shape? Okay, how do I start? What the fuck do I do? Okay, the first thing that you do when you're starting this software is that you're always going to be able to add a circle, or sorry, not a circle, a sphere. Okay. Also, hi Carly, welcome. So how do you add it? You drag. Actually, I made that wrong. Okay, you have to go here first and foremost. Okay, you have to press this little thing that you will see on the right side always every single time, and you will click it again. You could start with a cylinder, you could start with a circle, you could, sorry, with a sphere, you could start with a square, being a cube, sorry, cone, whatever, right? But the first thing that you need to do is that you need to select on your toolbar, this little tool thing that says here, one of the shapes that you know that you're going to use for a sculpture, okay? And we have a circle. Sorry, fucking a sphere. Okay. You can see it's a drag and drop thing, so here you go. You can see it. We have a sphere. I've added the sphere. However, this is not really going to help us to get all of the functionality that we need out of the software for proper sculpting, okay? So what you do, first and foremost, is that you go to edit, because we're currently on the draw thing, so if I did it, I made another circle. And that is a pain in the fucking ass. It's not going to really help us. Okay, we're just drawing shapes that are not going to do anything for us, you can see. Okay? These are not useful at all. Okay? They are not editable either. I'm just like adding circles, okay? Anyways, but whatever. We add a sphere, okay? And we have to go to edit, okay? Now we're on the editing area of the program. As you can see, we have the little sphere, and we have this little thing that will show us the directions of things, okay? So right now we're looking at the front of the sphere, okay? This is the front of the sphere, and this by extension would be the back, okay? Now of course it looks the fucking same. It's a fucking sphere, okay? What can you expect? But we can change it. Let's use a different thing, okay? Let's use a different shape, like I don't know. Can we have something specific? You know, I like a helix. Here you go. As you can see, it also changed. The reason why it changed is because this is not a shape that is editable, okay? It is not an editable shape, so whenever I change it, it will just change to another one. But as you can see, that is the front, this is the back, and you can see how it changes, right? Anyways, let's change it back to a sphere. That is what we were using. Okay, there you go. So, if you're using this software and you wonder to yourself, which is also a little note, this software is available in iPad, okay? It can be used on iPad. So if you have an iPad, you can also use this software. Either if you get it legally, or if you find another way. I don't know. I'm not an expert on iPad workarounds, okay? I'm not that type of person. But anyways, if you want to edit stuff, you will notice here on the menus, there is this little option over here called a Polymesh 3D tool, okay? That is the thing that we need, because that is the thing that will allow us to actually manipulate this sphere to make it into something else, okay? So, by extension, what we can do is just press this little thing, and now you can see how all of the options here changed. You see how everything kind of like changed? If we go back, we can't, because we are already now inside of the actual editing part of this, okay? And as you can see, it has a lot of fucking faces, okay? It is really, really complex. It is a really fucking complex circle, all things considered. Okay, it has a lot of faces to it. But we made it into an actual editable shape. It's a polymesh shape, okay? Actually, we changed it back to, I think, the other one. Anyways, so as you can see also, when I did it, I have these things over here. These are the ones that we can edit. These are the ones that we can't, okay? It's like a completely different thing. And it's like a little project inside of it, of itself, okay? So try to not press this every time, okay? You only have to do it once to have a project that you can edit, okay? Once, not multiple times. If you do it multiple times, as you can see over here, I just added a duplicate. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to call this the project, okay? Project, okay? As you can see, it now has a name to it. It's a thing that we can edit and do things to it, okay? Now, as you can see, we only have a little, one singular point that we can like use as a brush. But let's say that we wanted symmetry because we're making a face, okay? We have this little option here on the top called transform, okay? And we have the symmetry thing, okay? Symmetry can also be activated by pressing X on your keyboard, as you can see. And now we have symmetry. We can do things from both sides, okay? So this is basically the way that we have so that we can actually make like a face or something, you know? It has the little nose, and it has some lips on the front, and lips at the bottom, okay? And yeah, the nose is really big nose, really big nose, okay? We can also press Alt so that we actually go on the inside instead of the outside, as you can see. And we can press Shift to soften stuff, okay? To actually make it less deformed, okay? Here's a tool that we have. It makes it like an average and tries to like soften whatever change we did, okay? It's an important thing to keep in mind when we're working on this type of software. If something looks too pointy, you can press Alt and then soften it a little bit, okay? Here you go. Now, funnily enough, this works inside of Blender too. Blender has a sculpting software or a sculpting options. It kind of works similar. It's not perfect, but it kind of has things that are kind of similar, okay? Now, funnily enough, when I'm adding with this brush is not adding topology, okay? This brush, this one, it's not adding topology. It's not adding more polygons. What it's doing is that it's stretching the polygons to get them out or get them inside. If you wanted to actually add to it, you would use something like this, Glapo, which in Blender also has stuff like that, basically. But this is what you do, okay? As you can see, it's actually adding more stuff. So even if we soften it, it still has like a weird shape to it, okay? Anyway, so you can see it's just like adding more to it, okay? Now, funnily enough, the thing is, when you add stuff with this one to a model that already has a certain amount of faces, even if it adds them and we soften it, okay, it will go back to normal. Or it would go back to normal-ish, basically. Because as you can see, we are adding more stuff. But when we soften it, it goes back to like the amount that it had before, okay? So in a way, the standard brush and the clay build brush work similarly, but this one is way stronger than this one, okay? This one is more soft. This one is more strong. In a software like this one, we have an option to actually make it so that it always adds stuff. Yeah, basically. Well, it's actually a more slay version of it because those lips are crazy. Anyways, here we have a tool that is inside of this program that we can access by going to geometry, okay, the geometry thing here, and go to Dynamesh. As you can see, it changed it. Now it's no longer a fucking square thing. It's like a triangle square thing, pain in the ass. Why did it do that? Because that makes it so that we can actually now add and remove topology. So as an example, we remove this. And we grab with control and we do this on the outside. And you can see that it changed, like something changed. It had like a little hiccup. Do you see? Has like a little hiccup. That is because it changed, and now this can no longer return to actually the original shape that it had before. As you can see, it has holes. It will have holes. You cannot do anything about it. It has holes. Okay. So yeah, that is a tool that you would use to basically add and remove parts of a topology to something. Okay. This resolution thing means how many like polygons or like the resolution is in general of the thing. 120 it is like the average. It's like the default setting that we have available. We can go with like 10 as an example. Or 8 because it is like a symmetrical thing. And when we add or remove things, as you can see, it like reduces completely to like basically a square that is more simple, okay? So that is the thing to keep in mind, okay? The more resolution you have on that, the higher the resolution is, the lesser resolution it has, okay? So be smart, okay? You don't fucking want this to be like 3000 and then you add something and you change it and the computer breaks. Because like take a look at fucking this. This looks like a Garden of Banban fucking model, okay? Like take a look at the amount of fucking faces that it has. Like this is a sphere that has 4 million polygons, okay? It has 4 million. This is a Garden of Banban fucking thing, okay? It was made by the fucking Garden of Banban developers. So anyways, don't do that. Be smart. You don't need a million, okay? Because even this model that I'm having right here has like 100,000 or something like that, even probably less. But yeah, don't do that. Don't. Okay? Be smart. But yeah, there you go. So, this is the way that this software works. And again, as I mentioned, it works. It is available, I think, on Mac devices, like Mac PC. It is available on iPad, and it is available on PC, Windows, you know. And I think It might also be available on Linux, I'm not sure. But this is the program, okay? And those are the kind of basics that we have for it. There are other options available for like polishing, you know, to actually make it like smoother, you know. There's this polish thing on the deformation part. As you can see, it is polishing it, so it looks more rounded and less stupid. Very good, right? So there are its tools, but those are like the basics for the navigation interface of it, okay? I probably will look into explaining more with the project that I'm actually doing with the Sonic, okay? So let's open the Sonic. No, of course not. So, as you can see with this Sonic model, right? We have the Sphere 3D and the other Sphere 3D. Those are nothing. Those actually have zero value for me. And we have the ear thing. This is the project. It has everything inside of it. As you can see, this sphere has nothing. This sphere has nothing. But this has the whole project. As you can see, we have the Sonic here. That it has everything. And as you can also tell, everything is simplified, okay? But we need to add, you know, the eyes as an example. We need to add the depth of the ears and stuff like that. And we also want the hands to look better, okay? So I will use this model to explain things on how this works, okay? How this software works and what kind of things we need to adjust or change. Also, give me a moment, because I've been washing clothes and I forgot about it. So I'm going to see if they are washed, okay? Also, this stream is not going to be the longest because I'm going to be on a Connor stream where he's going to be playing Undertale, so I'm going to be making voices again. Anyways, so give me a second. I'll be back in a moment. Also, you can keep on adding songs. Feel free to add more songs to the list. And give me a second while I return. So, keep on putting music because water leaked, so I'll have to fix that, okay? So you have to wait and listen to music while I'm doing that.
Better contact Bob the Builder lol.
I hope you guys cannot hear the suck suck machine because, like, Jesus Christ. Thanks for keeping adding music. Yeah, I'm still working on this. Okay, so patience, patience, my childs. Do I have this? Yeah, I still have it. Why is it? Why do I? Why again? Again, I have this shit again. Like, I can put this shit again because it happened again. Again! Fuck! Anyways, it is a good thing that my vacuum cleaner has a water suction option. So yeah, I'll be back. So yeah.
Cy Washington vs. the washing machine. Who wins? Ban at 1447 playing shit music.
When my future was clouded and so full of fear,
Okay, I have returned. I'm glad to see that there is still music playing. That makes me feel more at ease. To be fair, I feel like I should ask someone like, has any one of you like cursed me or something?
Welcome back, Sai.
Like, has any one of you like just felt like, oh, I'm going to curse Sai. I don't believe in curses or anything. Let's see what the fuck happens. And like, is that a thing that you guys decided that it was appropriate? Is that like, I'm wondering if that is like a thing that you guys like decided to do on my behalf because you felt like it was really fucking funny or something, you know? Because like what the fuck, man? What the fuck? I don't know if it is just because I'm a VTuber that it's like, well, you're a VTuber, so shit will always go wrong because you're a VTuber, you know? You have like a curse status or some bullshit, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, everything is fine. The inundation wasn't big enough for me to like have to worry that much. Like the amount of water was pretty manageable, I would say. So, somebody just plays gameplay of this. Probably because there was an attempt. Okay, give me a second. I can fix this. There you go. Now I can like move this and then there you go. Okay. Wait, but then it would be the same song twice. Okay. There you go, I fixed it. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like some of you just decided to just curse me. You're not showing your gameplay. I'm not playing the game. Why would I be fucking playing the game? Okay, anyways. So, head parts, okay. I'm going to duplicate this real quick. And I'm going to call this duplicate eyes. Okay. Now then, I will go ahead and okay. I will now go ahead and my head's broken. Okay, there you go. My head is no longer broken. Do a couple of things, okay? Starting with doing that. Okay, there you go. Now then, I will also there you go. Do something like that. Okay, so I will proceed to start to do the eye thing, okay? I'm going to start to do the eye thing for this model, and I'm going to save it into a separate one, okay? We're going to start to actually add a little bit more proper, you know, stuff to this, okay? There you go. Am I in the right one? Yes, I'm in the head one. Okay, then. Fuck. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, that's a problem. Give me a second. I'm going to divide it twice. I'm going to delete the lower, then I'm going to Dynamesh to 80. Okay, there you go. Now then, with this, I should be able to start to work on the actual eyes of this, okay? So let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm going to actually start using my my glove and my pen, okay? Instead of my mouse.
Negative something like this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to make this see-through. I don't feel like I recognize this song, by the way. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to improvise a little bit. Okay. 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 So yeah, this is the way that we're going to start to work on this. And it's going to require a little bit of brain processing to it. Okay. Like unironically. But yeah, this is usually what you would do as well for the actual starting of like sculpting things, you know? Something like that. Okay. There is also going to be something interesting because we will need to connect the spikes to the body or to the head, basically. So we'll do that in a moment. But as we start, we have to start like this, basically. Okay. I feel like I also want to check back into the little art thing we had before. So I also want to be sure that this understands that this has to be disappearing. Okay. I can probably use something like this instead. To allow this shit fucker to understand. Okay. I think it is kind of understanding. But yeah, this is usually the way that you approach this type of thing. Okay. Forgot, this is the wrong one. Okay. I will give it the right shape in a moment, but I had to start with that. And then we have the eyes. Okay, the eyes. And we'll decrease the shape of them. Something like that. Okay. I'll have them be a visible thing so that I can go ahead and start to fix this.
The world has changed its course for those who trust with heart and soul. Glory like the sun fell down and made us whole.
Okay. Give me a little second. But yeah, this is the adjustments that we need to start making. And one thing that you will notice as well is that we need to flatten this fucker. Okay. Okay, just like that. Yeah. Um. Okay. I was censoring a message in case anyone was wondering. So yeah. Now allow me to just... Okay. I think this is looking well enough. Now I'm going to check my washing machine one more time just to be sure that it's fine now. I'll be back. Okay, I have returned. Ah, what the fuck? Give me a second. Ah!
Sigh, sigh. Sigh, 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 sigh. Sigh, 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 sigh. Did you make this?
Anyways, so yeah, sorry. I'm back. I know, I didn't make any of those things that are showing. Those things that are showing are just examples of work that was made by people, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the song, whatever song is currently playing. Oh, that is a good song. Anyways, we're running out of music, so you better start putting music. Chop chop. Chop chop chat. Chop chop chat. It's time to start putting music. Chop chop. Because if you don't, then we're going to have a problem. Anyways, let's see. I remember that I had a thing on my thing. This thing. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? Dude, it's so fucking hot in here. Give me a second. Okay. I was going to look into finding what Sonic art I was watching. Give me a second while I close things that I don't currently need. Okay. I see. Okay, I still need to use this. Give me a second. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and do a little bit of that on this. So I need to be sure that this kind of like all flat-ish. You know, oh yeah, and this song is indeed pretty cool. I actually like it. Let's see. Thank you for keeping on adding songs. Appreciate it. Something like that, maybe. I'm pretty sure we already listened to this song, but sure. Like, we unironically did listen to this song. A second. I know that some people don't really like the butt brow, but that is part of the design that this fucker has, so I'm doing the butt brow, okay? Because I said so. I decided that he has a fucking butt brow, and that's it. I'm going to increase the resolution of this fuckery to like 120, so that we get a little bit more. Then I can continue. Like that. Yeah, okay. Now we can go to the deformation tab and polish it. Like that. Okay. I think it's starting to look pretty Sonic-like. What do you guys think? It's not going to be perfect, it is a sculptor, so... Fortunately for us.
It's great.
Okay, there we go. Jesus fucking Christ, it's so fucking hot in here, ah! And don't worry about it, it's fine, we can play this song again. I don't mind. I do not mind. Let's go once again in here. Okay, there we go. So yeah. So as you can see, for anyone that is still here, sorry for the little inundation of water. When you're modeling, you usually want to take the time to do something like this, basically, where you start with something simple, and then after some time you actually start to take you know, the time to actually like polish the shapes themselves. Okay, you don't really start with the complexity first. You start with the simple parts, and then you start to build up, so that you actually keep more control over the things that you are doing, basically. So be mindful, basically. It's the main thing. You need to be pretty mindful, so that when you're working on things, you don't actually go too crazy one way and then cannot fix it because your resolution is way too high, basically. So yeah. He looks pretty angry, so let's unangrify him just a little bit. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think his shape is pretty cool, right? What do you guys think? Do you guys like his shape? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to check real quick the art that I'm using as a reference for how body is supposed to look. So I have like a gallery where I'm basically paying attention to all of the different art things for Baccaroni. Like I do have like a lot of art references basically that I have around of original like concept art of Sonic and other things basically. You can even see the shape of his animation when he was being made. That's such an interesting one. Poor Sonic 06, huh? Fascinating. There were some experiments to see if they wanted to make him hairy. It's fascinating. Oh, more concept art stuff. This is even for Cream. Okay. Give me a second, everyone. My hair is so fucking annoying right now. Yeah, I can tell something that I want to adjust regarding the muscle curve. It's the size. Second. Yeah, something like this. Should be fine. Pretty sure. The thing is that I'm going with a closer resemblance to the art of Sonic than I am to like anything else that I've done before. Okay, so I'm actually using like the Uekawa art as a reference to how I want this shit to look. So that is why I'm doing like adjustments on the fly. Which one of them that I'm seeing right now actually is based on how big the brow is supposed to be. Because mine right now is a little small, so I think I'm going to do that adjustment. Give me a second. Okay, what time is it by the way? Okay, it's going to close to 5. I haven't really done a lot of progress as I would have liked to. But yeah, at 5 I'm going to be joining Mr. Connor Excretionator. That might be late. To like, since he's playing Undertiles. Undertiles. Okay. A bit lower. And I'm going to Dynamation. Then I'm going to go to Deformation and go to Polish it. A little bit more. Okay. I think it looks pretty cool. Move it a little more backwards. And it seems like I will need to like round it out a little bit. Also, we run out of music, Chad. Chad, we run out of music. Chad. Chad, we run out of music. Chad. 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 We run out of music. We need music. Without music, we'll die. We'll all die. We'll die forever and ever. Sound. Running music sound. Sound. Something like that. Stretch it out. Okay, there you go. Then, you, sir. I'll need you. Okay, give me a second now. A little bit like this, and then do a little bit of that. Okay. This. Let's keep it like that. Okay. What happened to the songs? What happened? What did you do? Chance, what did you do? Chance, how could you? How could you? Woo! Oh yeah. Running around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow.
What he do?
Go around, have to keep moving on. Yes, what did you do, Chance? One way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my plan instead. Trusting in what you can see. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I'll make it well. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I'll make it well. Follow me. Okay, next thing. We're going to attach the fucking spikes to his fucking head, so let's go. Trust your feelings, got to live alone. I know it's so long that I'll make it through. Got no other options, only one thing to do. I don't care what I say. No time for you to follow my plan instead. What that may be. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me, set me free. Here we will escape from the city. I'll make it well. Follow me. And we will escape from the city. I'll make it well, baby. Follow me. Follow me. Okay. I'll make it through. Oh yeah.
Hey, Asai.
Hello there, Connor. How you doing? Are you starting the stream late? Are you starting the stream in like 30-ish minutes? What is happening, huh? Okay. Here we go. I'm currently working on the Sonic model, in case you're wondering. Okay.
Hi, Connor.
I'm going to give it 2 divisions. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to give it 1 division.
Connor.
Actually, now
What's
that I
up?
think about it, I have an idea of how I want to deal with this. Okay. Let's go back with this one. Okay. I'm going to give it 2 divisions. I'm going to delete the lower.
Yo, the model looking clean.
And I'm going to go to deformation, polish by features. Might look weird, but I have an idea.
This one's looking a little bit better. Okay, something like that. Try it like that. I'm going to deformation polish. Okay, give me a second. Okay. And then okay. Then but yeah, how are you doing, Connor? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're enjoying life. Hope you're enjoying yourself and everything. Oh, careful.
Doing well.
Glad to
Thanks
know.
for asking.
Of course, dude. Of course, my guy. Yeah, I'm just kind of like doing a little bit of progress before you do your stream so that I do something, you know, beforehand. I was supposed to make more progress on this, but I had a situation with my washing machine once again. So, yeah, I had to fix that basically. Okay, now the shape of the spikes is a little bit better. Now that I have done like this, I'm going to save. And then I'm going to save once again, but I'm going to save separately. Okay. For I am now going to combine these fucking shapes. Okay. I'm going to combine them. This is going to probably be an interesting thing. Okay. Oh, they're still part of each group. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to merge you down. Merge you down as well. Okay. Okay. Noticing something right now that doesn't really quite convince me. Does it? Does it not? Hard to say. But like a thing that I want to do is that I want to be sure there is like a little bit more separation between these. Basically. Okay. Okay. This requires a little bit of calculations because I don't want this basically to I wanted to keep like the actual proper shape of like 3, you know? But yeah.
At Connor's crash, do you need more VC? I got nothing else to do.
Okay, something like that. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. Did we run out of music again? So what happened? Just like it. Okay. Think we can start combining. Okay. Oh, I'm going the wrong thing. Okay. Okay. This is going to be. It's already the scary part because combining things becomes like a little bit, you know, scary. Like that, basically. No, we ran out of music. What happened? It's not so bad though. Just need to polish a little bit the general like areas. So then polishing them can take the time to do a little bit more of this. Okay.
Where's the music?
I was asking you guys where was the music. Okay.
No, it's muted.
Nope, it was not muted. It was not muted. Okay.
NVM.
There's a way for me to like. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to like fully spike it, but this is the best that I can do for now in regards of that. Because it's a sculpture, so we'll have a bit of a, you know. Of a roundness to it.
Hi, Sai.
Hello there, Aljan. How you doing? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you're doing great. Know what I
Shitty.
wanted to do? Oh no, sorry to hear you're doing shitty then. kind of.
Both literal and figuratively.
Damn, you're shitting yourself? That's not good. Sorry to hear you're shitting yourself, buddy.
I think I have a stomach bug.
Ah, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can deal with that because it sucks. I unironically hate stomach aches and stuff. They're such a fucking pain in the ass. Now, literally and figuratively too. Batums. Okay.
Okay.
This looks fine, I guess.
Oh, it's those stomach outbreak bug thing that's happening in USA.
Yes. The way that it said it was actually funny. It's happening on USA. Yeah, it's happening on USA. Poor USA. I want to have the size of this.
United States of America.
Yeah, I know. But it sounded funny when it said USA. Okay.
Could be just stress.
Maybe. It could also be a case, yes. Stress could also affect the way that your stomach feels. So it is unironically a possibility. Okay, I think this Sonic is starting to look pretty okay. Okay, it's starting to look pretty Sonic-y. Starting to look like a Sonic character, okay? Okay, let's try to work on the ears. Okay. I will need to dynamish these guys and like a little bit of a dead. That I can. Let me check the ears again for this bastard. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me go to deformation and polish. Polish by features. A little bit of that. Go to this, like so. Fuck. Start to eat this out. Like so. Then start to try to clean it up a little bit. To then. Okay. For me to fuck. Do a little bit of this. Flatten that shit out. A little bit of this. However, is that a little? Yeah, should be fine. Now then. Okay. Like that. Okay, this is going to be a little bit troublesome to make it like more rounded, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, less rounded, not more rounded, because I actually don't want it to be more rounded. I want it to be more, you know, triangular, I guess. That's the way that I would call it. You guys know that I already reached like episode 1001 in One Piece? Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Isn't that cool? Tell me it's cool. I think it's actually maybe like 1002 or something. I don't remember.
Yes. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I spent like two-ish. I started like in May watching One Piece. I think May. I think it was May when I started. Okay. Now then, I think I have an idea how to do this to more triangular shape. A little bit of this, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I should make them less thick, because I'm making them more thick because that is how it looks on the to the art, basically. But I feel like maybe they should be a little bit less thick. Just a little bit less thick, I think. Still need to combine them to the maybe. I wish some Grand Theft Auto 5 music came to GTA, sorry, to Grand Theft Auto. Oh, sorry, what the fuck am I saying? I wish some Gran Turismo 5 music came to Gran Turismo 7. Okay, there you go. I said it correctly this time. Anyways, okay. Saying everything wrong, Jesus. Maybe. Maybe this can help. Fuck. No, then. Something like this, maybe, and. I wonder if the ears are a little too big, if I'm being honest. I think they're fine, maybe. Stop staring in our souls. No, I want to stare in your souls. Okay. I want to do that. That's how I work. That's how my brain works. That is why I enjoy doing the most. That. Like this. Hmm. I think the ears are fine. I don't know. They look fine to me. Okay, I think Connor is starting his live stream, so I'm going to be finishing my stream now. We're going to rate him at least on Twitch, because I don't think we can rate him on YouTube because my rating thing doesn't work. I don't think. Let me see. Maybe I can figure it out. Let's see. We go to stream settings. We go to edit. We go to customization. No, it's not letting me. And details, maybe. No, it's not letting me. It doesn't let me like rate to anyone else. But yeah, this was pretty ineffective, all things considered, because I wanted to like make this be a little bit better. Or more so than being a little bit better, because it looks pretty good. Basically, just like improve it, or sorry, do more. Sorry, do more progress. Basically, I don't feel like I did enough progress as I wanted to, but still, at least I made some progress. Maybe I'll do some progress out of stream and then like share more when this is closer to the end, so that you guys take a look at how I solve things and stuff, you know. But yeah, in the meantime, you can see this and enjoy it, I guess. Right? Anyways, so yeah, for now I think we are fine. So I'll be seeing you guys later. See you probably on Tuesday, or sorry, today is Friday. Yeah, maybe on Tuesday or maybe on Sunday, because I think tomorrow, Saturday, I will be busy. Okay, tomorrow I'll be busy, so I don't think I'm going to keep on doing streams on Saturday. I might do it on Sunday instead. So yeah, thank you for understanding. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Thank you for coming to the stream. Lots of love, Carly, Chins, Oljan, Connor, Hopi, Sonigo20, and Chavez was also there. Even though I was losing my mind. ¿Qué hace aquí Chavezito? ¿Chavezito qué? ¿Qué quiere pelear? ¿Ah? Well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'll hope to see you soon. And if you want to see Connor's stream, you can also see Connor's stream, which is there. And yeah, for now, this is I, and I say bye. Hope to see you next time. Remember to keep on subscribing, following on Twitch, and all of those things, and sharing, and whatever. So yeah, goodbye for now.
Relatable.
Yeah. Okay. I'll raid on Twitch. So raid Connor Crash. I think it was like that. Yeah. There you go. Goodbye, chat. See you next time. We'll continue doing cool things. Love you. Bye bye.